What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and today we just got brand new gameplay footage of Splatoon 3, but also with the announcement that it is getting pushed back to September this year, which is pretty unfortunate because I can tell you right now, Splatoon does not feel like a September game. It feels like that fun game to play in the summertime, but it looks like that's going to change for us. But with that said, we get a whole full game shown off here of a 4v4 Splatoon Turf War match. So we get to go over new weapons, the new stage, and tons of new abilities and movement options that they shown off within this trailer. So we're gonna go over all the small and large details alike, and if you guys are interested in picking up this game, feel free to use my special link through Best Buy down below. I'll post it in the description where you can purchase and pre-order the game there using my special link. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get on to the video. Right off the bat, you can see that this is being played through some type of replay mode, or maybe some type of spectator mode where one person is watching 8 other Inklings battle it out, which is very interesting, and you get to see how flawlessly and smoothly the player is able to go through each player on the stage right now, and it's really kind of just a smooth sweep of the camera showing each player. I really like this, especially if there's somebody that just wants to commentate or just watch, and this works really well for tournaments in case, you know, Nintendo wants to air these, and obviously watching these would be a lot better now with that smooth camera pan. Splatoon 3 is known for anything I think is going to be the big customization game, and at the very beginning of the game you see the rules, turf war, and ink the most turf to win, of course. But each player has their own personal banner that you get to create. I'm sure you get to change the color, maybe even the design of each one, and maybe even your font color as well. The interesting part is each player gets to put a little description for their name. I don't know if they get to write this, or they're probably, you know, already custom set that you get to unlock and place on each of your name tags. But going from the left side to the right side, we have Big Money Man-O Wardrobe Regular, we have Faithful Seaside Superfan, Southpaw Champ, 3rd Gen Ringleader, Clocked Out Turf Warrior, Inkless Office Drone, Splatville's Fashionista, and Attention-Seeking Bass Dropper, or Bass Dropper, I don't know how they want to pronounce that. But also, at the bottom left of each tag, you get a hashtag number with 4 digits, which I'm not 100% sure what this could be. Maybe this relates to something with friend codes and maybe the teams that you know, kind of join, and maybe this makes, you know, joining up with friends a lot easier this time around. I pray, but I feel like there'd be a lot more numbers than just 4 digits for that. I really don't know what this is right now, and maybe it kind of ties into recent players. Maybe after the game, you get to go back and use that number to find each player. I don't know, maybe it's just an easier tracking number and a way to find people, but, you know, who cares? I just really hope that matching up with friends is a lot easier this time around. Now, Nintendo did already announce that there's going to be brand new and returning stages coming to this game, but this one today is a new one called Eel Tale Alley. Now, once again, looking at customization, if we look at the Inklings coming into the stage getting ready to battle, they seem to all have different or unique poses that maybe you can set for your player. I don't know, maybe it's just depending on the weapon, but it does look like some players are having some complete unique ones. One's just kind of standing there menacingly, and the others are kind of posing in certain ways, so I really don't know for sure, but it does look like we might be able to customize our poses at the very beginning, as some are even hanging upside down by their hands, so who knows. You then can pick your launching position as to where you want to go from your little floating coffee spawners thing, and you spawn onto the map. Now, that's not really a big deal. You can just kind of maybe get a head start to your right side or to the left side of the map now instead of everybody starting in the middle, but for the most part, you probably are going to conjoin into the middle eventually, so I don't really see that being a big deal. Here we get to see a brand new sub-weapon. It's like a brand new version of the point sensor. Instead of throwing it up and landing it near people and eventually, you know, tracking people, you now have one individual one that you get to throw out, and it will land on somebody, which is very interesting. It also doesn't seem to use too much ink, so you might be able to throw multiple of them out, but yeah, it leaves a little tracker on your enemy, and probably for a short amount of time, just like the point sensor. Now, we'll talk about the bow in a second and its name and everything, but first I'm going to actually talk about its arrows that it shoots, because you can actually physically see them, and they're giant paint-covered arrows. They almost look like corn dogs sticking out of the ground, or cattails, but they will stick to the ground and you get to actually visually see them, which is pretty cool. The first special we get to see is the brand new reimagined Inkzooka that actually shoots out 3 giant balls of ink instead of the little ink tornadoes that it would shoot from Splatoon 1. This next new special gives you the Poltergust from Luigi's Mansion. Not really, it gives you like the Polter ink, the Inker Gust, I don't know. Anyways, this allows you to suck up enemy ink. I think it's more of a defensive thing for your team rather than an offensive thing, even though at the very end you do get to shoot a final shot and it does explode. Now, I'm wondering if the shot is bigger the more ink you suck up. And notice that this shot was purple. And you can even see the backpack full up as they are sucking in their own team's ink. So it seems like you can even defend yourself from other team's ink, and you can also suck up your own teams in order to fill up your backpack and shoot out a giant burst shot at the end, which means you'll probably want to suck up a lot in order to do so. Now, it doesn't take away from your team's ink on the ground, thankfully. All it does is add to your inventory in order for you to have a bigger blast. But this one is kind of cool. I actually really like this one. I think this one could be very useful. It might be one of my favorites I've seen so far. Then we get to see one of the very first new weapons of this game, the Stringer, which is a brand new bow archetype of weapon, which is going to be my best friend, let me tell you. So this has two different shots. It will shoot horizontally if you stand still and charge up, but it will shoot vertical if you jump. And I'm thinking that the vertical shots are probably going to be like a one shot. We do see the explosion of the tips of the arrows actually do some damage at the end, which is cool if you miss. But the vertical shot might very well one shot your enemy. And horizontal probably doesn't do as much damage, but it does cover a large range, which is going to be very interesting. We got a new kill symbol, which is more of a splat mark instead of just a dead inkling or octoling, which I like. Now this one is freaking insane. This new special allows you to turn into Spider-Man and pretty much sling your way from different walls and different towers in order to land behind your opponents. I love it, and even after you use the first couple, you get to still go until your meter is empty, but once it's empty, you will be returned to the original spot, which does kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. I would like to warp my way all the way around the map, but I can see it being OP because then you get behind enemy lines super quickly, and yeah, so this does return you after a certain amount of time, which I get it. We've seen this one briefly in the trailer. This is a new crab special, which pretty much gives you like this crab tank. You have two forms of fire here. You have a rapid shooting kind of turret-like ink gun, and you also have a big explosive one that shoots out big, kind of explosive ink. And that's about it, but you can also move back and forth from the left and the right very quickly, and it looks like you can even roll with the thing, like it, folds up and rolls out like an Autobot. I don't know, but this is really cool as well. These specials are really nice this time around. I really do like them. I wasn't a big fan of Splatoon 2's, but this time they're really doing some crazy stuff. We get to see that point sensor thing being thrown again. Looks like a point sensor dart it might be. It just whizzes past his opponent, and you can even see the trail that it leaves behind. So maybe even if you walk past that trail, you get hacked. I don't know. Maybe that's how it works, or maybe it does have to be direct contact. But once again, it doesn't look like it takes a whole lot of ink, so you might be able to get 2 or 3 of those out before you can even start shooting. Now, this next special is, yet again, another crazy one. It sends out many versions of the killer whale speakers, and they follow after your inkling, shooting lasers directly in front, kind of protecting you from the back. I don't know if they're actually shielding you from fire behind, but that would be pretty cool, right? And it also shoots these killer whale lasers, these thinner versions, out in front of the inkling, kind of damaging anybody in front. So that looks like it's a lot better than what the killer whale has been, kind of evolving to. And it looks like it's a very quick kill this time around, and at least it helps you to get your kills a lot faster. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. The Tenta missiles this time look more like the Tri-missiles. There's only 3 of them, and they look like they come out of some type of new refrigerator or cooler on the inkling's back. Now, these missiles shoot out 3 giant pillars of ink, which may not look that useful, but here's the thing. This looks like it's the Tenta missiles combined with the ink strike as well. Notice how there's not only 3 rockets coming out, but you also get 3 little bombs, 1 in the inkling's hand and 2 in these little cup holders in the back of that cooler, which is very interesting. So you get to drop 3 giant nukes and also 3 bombs, it looks like. Now, I don't know if these missiles are just shooting randomly. They look like they come out very quickly, so maybe it is random and you then get to throw the bombs wherever you want. I don't know, but this is very interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on with this special. I told you, these specials this time around, they definitely kick the game into overdrive. Now, there is a new swimming mechanic that actually allows you to switch directions in the ink very fast, and you get to see it used here in a perfect way. This player literally jukes out the enemy in order to get his shot off, this is just going to be very satisfying to pull off as they switch directions at the last second. Another small little detail, when they put up the end of the game tape, it actually kind of rips apart as it shows you the final results, which is a cool new touch. Now, is it just me, or does Baby Judd look a lot different here? He looks a lot more fuzzy and just pronounced, and even regular Judd doesn't look this fuzzy. And he's never looked like this in the past games, so maybe it has something to do with this new story mode. We do know it's about the return of the mammalians, so maybe there's some type of fuzzy thing with that. We see fuzzy stuff all over the gameplay trailer and stuff, so maybe this is kind of a hint at that? But we then get to see the new customized endings that you might be able to do for your Inkling, as each Inkling does little something different, and they do a nice little pose at the end showing their name tags as well, which is pretty cool. There's new post-game medals that you could achieve, such as overall splatter, enemy splatter, and there's even one that states a popular target, which maybe everybody's after you, maybe you died the most, I don't really know what that could mean, but yeah. Then of course it ends with that very saddening news that Splatoon 3 is not coming until September 9th, which still is a long ways away. Eventually we'll get there, but it just looks like it's going to take a lot longer than what we initially thought. Now there is still some more details that I want to talk about before ending this. Of course, now the story mode gets a little bit more of a touch on the official website right now. It says join Agent 3 in a fight against the unruly Octarians in story mode. Discover the secrets of Alterna, the fuzzy ooze, and how they connect to the mode's theme, Return of the Mammalians. Which is weird that they're still putting emphasis on Octarians when we clearly saw DJ Octavio kind of like helping the Inklings or doing something that looked like they were helping. I don't know. Maybe this is just a way for them to throw us off, but I really hope it's just not us battling Octarians again just because we can. Please be something new. I'm hoping. I know it's gonna be, but I'm just really just throwing that out there. I'm hoping. And real quick before we end the video, there are some really nice fashion changes coming to the game. There's lots of new brands being represented. You can even see some of the brands look like they're imitating different things from real world. Like there were some that I swear look like Adidas and Converse and even some Vans. But man, yeah, I really like the designs that they're going with these new fashions. They even had like little magazines made showing them off. And something that's very interesting is once again going on the concept of customization. It looks like customizing your Inkling might go even further with expressions, and even the choices of the banners around the character's eyes can be completely different. And you get to customize your character a lot further than we've ever imagined. You can even see some of the eyebrows on some of the characters look a lot different than the rest. Those are all the new details in Splatoon 3's brand new gameplay trailer. Man, I seem like we've gotten so many trailers for this game, yet the game is still so far away. But guys, let me know down in the comments down below what you think about this gameplay trailer. Are you excited for Splatoon? Is it looking a little too much like the same like we've gotten? Or is it looking very, very interesting? You guys can't wait to finally get your hands on this September. Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Splatoon 3. And if you still want to make sure that you get that game pre-ordered, use my special link in the description down below. It helps out a lot, guys. But thank you so much for tuning in. And like always, I will see you all on the next one. See you guys.